What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this Bale poster that I made yesterday. Actually, a lot of you guys gave me a lot of feedback on it and a lot of inspiration, making me want to make a video about it, so I'm bringing it to you guys now. So you better hit the like button if you do enjoy it, because well, you all asked for it, so I guess you do want it. I hope you all had a good Christmas. Mine was great. Bit sucked a bit because of COVID and everything, but I hope you all enjoyed it with your family and the people that were around you. So that's it. This will be my first video after Christmas. There'll be a few more coming in the future, so let me know what you want to see. And yeah, that's about it really, guys. So let's get straight into the video. Okay guys, welcome back. So the first thing we're going to need to do is get our background. So what I'm going to do is make the same background as we made the last few days. So that's what it's going to be, 1080 by 1350. So you got that, and it's just going to be a white background with 300 resolution for like posting online images, because that's what you need it to be. So if you click OK to that. So the first thing we're going to need to do is get some type. So what we're going to need to do is get our text tool and get a font called Apotec Comp and then change it to semi-bold. So you probably won't have this font, so I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to download it. Once you've downloaded it, we'll begin. So what you need to do is just type out Bale, and then you're going to rotate it 90 degrees or 180 degrees on its side, and then put it down the middle like so. Something like that. You probably want the design about 65 points or 66. That's pretty good, somewhere around there. And then we're going to type in Gareth as well. Same again, same font, semi-bold, and we're going to position this in the middle, and we're going to make it a bit smaller just so it fits the top of the type. You want to move this type down a bit so it doesn't like look too close to the top of the design. And then all you're going to need to do is make sure it's as long as both of these edges, like so. So something like that, really. That's all good. That's the first step to what we need to do here. So now we're going to add some texture. So I'm just going to go get those and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I've got the texture now. Now as you can see, it's been overlaid onto the type. So what I've got is a linear dodge add blending mode. So that's what you need to change it to. And then you're just going to position it somewhere along the design like so. Something like that. You can squish it in if you want it to look smaller. And that's about it really. So the next thing we're going to do is add the Gareth Bale image that's in the type on the poster. I'll show it now. So that's what we're going to be doing now. Get your Gareth Bale image, which will be in the link below in the files, and what you're going to need to do is position him within the middle of the type in a good position, like somewhere about there is good. And then what you can do is change this to a screen or multiply, something that works well. I'm probably going to use maybe lighten. I think that looks good. So that's what we need to do. Actually, no, I'm going to change this to lighter color. Something like that. And then what we're going to do is add a brightness and contrast to the design. So if you go to your adjustments, get a brightness and contrast and clip it to this image, increase the brightness and increase the contrast like so. Basically this just makes the image easier to see. So now we just need to make sure we've positioned it in the right position, and we're going to make sure that we have got all the text aligned in the center of the design. So now we have everything positioned in the center. So you want to try and get this Gareth Bale within the center of the type, otherwise it just won't look right. So hold both of them, and then you can use the align tool, and then you can align this one with him as well. And then we're just gonna select all of it and then position it dead center. There we go. So that's that done. Now, the next thing we're going to be doing is getting another two textures, so I'll go get those and then I'll explain what we need to do with those. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is get texture number 2. So, I've got this already changed to subtract, but when you get it, it will look like this. So you want to make sure you position it within the middle of the design and covers everything, like so. And then what you're going to do is choose a blending mode. So I'm going to choose subtract. So if you go down to the bottom, subtract, and then you get this nice little black textured effect on the white background. The next texture you're going to use is texture free. Now this is going to be subtract, but what it will look like when you begin is this. So it look like a pavement cut texture. So make sure it covers the whole of the page. And then what we're going to do to it is change it to subtract again. So down to subtract, and then we're going to reduce the opacity down to 50%. Now, we've got that done, so we've got our two textures in. As you can see, this is quite a simple design to create. So, we've got the two textures, now we're going to need the next image of Bale. So we're going to put him at the top and position him there, and then we're just going to shrink him down and put him somewhere around here. That looks good. Don't want him too big or too overpowering, otherwise it just won't look right. So now what we're going to do is give him a little shadow, create a new layer below him, get your brush tool, and then you're going to want to make it really thin, like up in the corner here. Once you've done that, you're going to reduce the size so that it's the size of his boot, and then you're going to need a black colour. So I'm going to make mine quite small, and like so. And then here you can make it fairly big, just so that it covers most of his foot. And then change that to multiply, and then reduce it down to about, I don't know, about 70%. Just so it's not too harsh on the design. So now we've got that, we're going to do a high pass. So, we need to duplicate this image, like so. Then we're going to go to filter, and then we're going to go to other, and then high pass, which is here. And then you're going to want to keep this at 10 pixels. So, as you can see, what it's doing is highlighting everything. So we'll do that, and then we'll just go to overlay on this layer. And then, as you can see, it just makes the image look a bit more crisp. So we're going to do the same again on this image down below. So Command J, filter, other, high pass, 10 pixels again, and then we're just going to overlay this one like so. Now, as you can see, it all looks a bit better and a bit more crisp. So this is a new technique I've learned off a few other YouTubers, so I'm going to implement it into my designs now. So we've got that all done. So now the next thing we're going to do is probably add in some textures and different effects on the background. We need to add a line down the side of the text as well. So moving on. Okay guys, so this is the texture we're going to be using next. So it's texture 4, and I have layer masked it out, but obviously I've disabled it here. So if I enable this, you'll see what I do. So it's got no blending options or anything, it's just layered out the middle so that we can see this part of the design. So if you just get a brush, like a soft brush, and you just start pasting away at bits, then you'll easily be able to create this nice effect. So that's what I'm going to need you to do with that. And then the next bit of texture is going to be a little bit different. So this is going to be a light effect. So as you can see here, I've changed it to black and white. So these are light beams going across the page. So what I've done is changed this to overlay and then reduced it down to 20%. So this is all about layering images up. So now you can obviously, you can see it just vaguely within the design. I'll zoom in. If I turn it off and on, you can definitely see it's there. So here across the page, it comes out a lot more in the camera or filter, which is nice. So once you've done that, you're going to make sure that you've chosen the blending mode as well. So if you double click on this to get the layer style up, what you need to do is drag these sliders along so that you can see them more harshly and stuff. So as you see, if I drag it along here, and then if I drag this one along, they sort of change the way they look. So you're going to want to hold Alt down as well while you're doing this, so you can split them like so. So once you've split them, they keep some of the texture and then they get a bit more fainter as well. So that's something you need to learn. So I've done that for that image, but that's all that you need to do it on. So the next thing we're going to do is add a purple texture along the bottom. So what we're going to do is get our pen tool, and we're going to click shape. So I'm going to pick a dark purple color probably. So it's going to be hashtag 363044, and then we're just going to probably just draw along the bottom here like so, get a nice purple texture, and that's it pretty much. And now what we're going to do is get our blending options again, and then begin to just, you know, overlay it over the design. As you can see, quite a nice technique. It works quite nicely, like so, blending the image. And then we're just going to click OK to that, and then what we're going to do is layer mask the top out. So if you layer mask it, get a brush again, quite a big brush, soft brush, and just get rid of that harsh edge. And there we go. As you can see, it's a nice little texture along the bottom, so that's pretty simple to do. The next thing we're going to do is add this purple rectangle down the side of the text. We're going to just get a rectangle tool. It's already the same color as the we just used, and then we're just going to drag and drop it in about there. So now we just need to position it along the bottom of the text and the top, like so. There we go. Now you can change this to black if you want, if you prefer it black, just so it fits in with the type. And then you just need to move it down basically below all the texture that we've just put in so that it matches, like so. That's looking good now, guys. We have 2 more textures we need to add in now. We've got our purple along the bottom, so I'm just going to go get those last 2 textures and then I'll inform you of what you need to do with them. Okay guys, so I've gotten texture 6 and the paper texture for the final 2 textures. So what you need to do with paper 6 is basically change it to screen and reduce it down to 20%, otherwise it will look like this. So if I reduce it down to 20%, probably, yeah, about 20%, like so, and then change it down to screen. Now as you can't really see it's done much, But at the bottom of the design, you can definitely see that there's texture along the bottom, so that's what we're going for. I've already changed it to black and white, so you don't need to worry about that. It'll all be done in the texture pack you download. And then the last one is this paper texture. So we want to change this to multiply, and then reduce the opacity down to 70%. But also, you're going to need to layer mask out the middle of the paper so that it has a nice clean effect on the middle bit of the text, because we don't want anything overlaying that apart from the textures we added earlier. We've got a nice bit of paper down the sides, down here, and that's what we need basically. So layer mask the middle of the paper out. I will leave the layer mask on in the texture pack so that you don't have to apply it yourself, but you can always delete it and try it for yourself if you want. That's all you need to do for this design, guys. So now that we've got everything, I'm just going to hold shift and I'm going to group it all together, then go Command Shift Option E to create a snapshot, and then I'm going to take this into the camera or filter settings and I'm going to make the magic happen. So basically what I did was make this look like quite a cold poster, and it really worked. So I increased the contrast and the highlights and the shadows. Now you don't need too much highlights because it's already quite a lot of white within the image, but yeah, that's basically what I've done, guys. So as you can see, increasing stuff, clarity as well, you want that done, and it really does bring out this nice background texture. So that's what I sort of went with this design. There's loads of options you can do with the camera or filter, but for this design I tried to keep it nice and simple, because really it's about the type and not so much the colouring, but I wanted it to be about the type personally. So as you can see already, we've created quite a nice design here, so you want to just play around with it, guys. It's definitely personal preference, like no one's judging you or anything. Just try it yourself. You can copy me if you want, you can do it your own way, it's completely up to you, but you've got the tutorial now, so hopefully you guys will feel a bit more happier about how you make designs like this. So adding a grain is really going to help enhance it, and then a vignette as well. So that's pretty much it, guys. You can go back up and make it a bit bluer if you want, you can add more clarity, completely up to you guys. Just going to increase the vibrance a little bit more and then click OK. And as you can see, we have created a nice poster design, guys. So looking at that, it looks really nice. Got the type in there, got the nice blue colour overlay in it. As you can see the light beams going across the screen. So it's really simple, as you guys can see now. I had a lot of fun making it. It's a lot of new techniques that we haven't used before in designs. So the type, the image looks really cool, and then the texture really works well with the design. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, guys. If you have, leave a like, please. I would really appreciate it. It shows me if you like these type of videos or not, because you guys don't always comment, so I'm not really sure if you guys do like these videos or not. But if you do, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.